Hey guys, welcome back to this SQL tutorial course. In this session, we will learn how to create temporary tables in SQL. So temporary tables basically help us to store and process intermediate results. Now these temporary tables are created in the temp DB and are automatically deleted when they're no longer used. So the temporary tables could be very useful in cases wherever we need to store temporary data. And this is the syntax to create a temporary table. So first we'll give the keywords create table, and before we give the name of the temporary table, we'll precede it with a hash. So this hash symbol basically signifies that the table which we are creating is temporary. So let's work with some temporary tables now. So let me create a temporary table with the name student, which has two columns. One is student ID, another is a student name. So I'll type create table, I'll put in the hash symbol and then give the name of the temporary table, which would be student. So now this would have just two columns. First would be student ID, so SID, and this is of integer type. Then we have the student name, so I'll name the column as S name, and this is of variable length character of maximum length 20. So I'll put a semicolon over here and I'll hit execute. Right, so we see that the commands have been completed successfully. Now I've already stated that this temporary table is stored in the temp DB. So let me show you guys where the temp DB is actually. So you'd have to click on the system databases, and over here you will see the temp DB. And inside temp DB you have all of the temporary tables. So let me refresh this. Right, so we see that we have this temporary table student inside our temp DB database. Now similarly I can also use the select statement with this temporary table which I've created. So I'll type select star from, and before giving the name of the table, I need to give the hash symbol and then give the table name, which would be student. Right, so let me select this and I'll click on execute. Right, so this is our table and we don't see any values because we haven't inserted any into this table. So similarly, we can also use the insert command and insert some values into this temporary table. So I'll type insert into, after that I'll give the hash symbol and then give the name of the temporary table, which would be student. I'll follow it up with the values keyword and then give the values which are to be inserted inside this. So first is the student ID, which will be 1. Then I'll give the name of the student. So name of the student is Sam. So again, I will select this and I'll click on execute. So one row has been affected. Now I'll select this line again and I'll hit execute. Right, so we have successfully inserted this record inside our temporary table student. So this is how we can work with temporary tables in SQL. And this brings us to the end of the session. Thanks for attending and let's meet in the next class.